Traveler, Paimon, please, I'd like your assistance with this investigation, since...
That's fine with Paimon. What do you think, Traveler?
I have a few theories. There are some places I'd like to investigate first.
Sure. Where would you like...
I want to go back to where we first met. I believe there may still be... Are you worried that she'll be... My worry is that...
Wow, Hazel!
The more cases you see... This should be approximately where you first encountered the ghost. Of course, we cannot conclude whether the woman is actually a... But I'd like to go over everything that happened again. Do you recall anything she said at the time?
Let Paimon think. She warned us not to go near her, and she said if we didn't leave, our souls would become trapped here. Paimon doesn't want to...
And then what happened?
Then, Paimon saw some sort of black mist surround... Exactly!
It's possible, even if she is a ghost, as...
Wasn't she after our...
I think she was just trying to scare you.
Oh, you think so?
Think about it. If I had the ability... Besides, a ghost wouldn't have allowed you to walk away knowing about the secret of its powers.
That does make sense!
I believe there are only two but if you had really been cursed, then you would probably have noticed it by now. So, this is the lesson...
But why would she want to scare us? Maybe she was trying to get us to quit, so she... Oh! Probably not. So why does she want to scare us? Do you have any idea?
Based solely on your account, but this evidence alone is insufficient, though my intuition... Have you found any leads yet?
Yeah, some tree...
I see. Aside from the bent brain, if only there was some more conclusive evidence.
Excuse me. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, it's you guys! We heard you were out searching for... Oh, that's really...
Actually, we just asked the members of Mr. Ito's... That lady is either a nasty, evil spirit, or formidable... But we still want...
We long admired the friendship, which is why we want to hold them even though our powers are limited.
The Chinju Forest covers a large... Welcome to the team.
Don't worry, we're very familiar with the area. We won't... Look what I found down by the river! Huh? What is it?
Is it a scrap of black...
This is a
Shade cloth?
Yeah, it can effectively There's a rough tear in the cloth.
Branches?
Suppose that a large shade cloth... When the shade cloth was removed from the tree, either she didn't care, or she was in too great a hurry.
But why would she hang
I'm only speculating, but... Maybe she used it to create the atmosphere. Let's not worry. Next, I'd like to...
Oh, I know the way. I asked the gang members where their encounter with the ghost happened when we were chatting earlier. I'll take you...
Good. Please lead the way. Let's go find out what's going...
This is the place. They claim that as they pass through here...
Huh. What a coincidence. We saw the very same thing.
Let's start by taking a look around the area, just as we did before.
I found some sort of smashed ball under the... The inside of it looks like...
Judging from the rather...
There's some strange powder. I picked some...
I believe we're closing in on... I'm almost certain that the woman you encountered was not a ghost. She possesses no extraordinary powers. She was...
Some small props?
First and foremost, the test of courage contributed. You were initially frightened by your first encounter with the... Because you were already tensed up, you were breathing more rapidly and inhaled a lot of sleeping powder that she had... That's when she pulled down the shade cloth and lit those so-called ghostly flames.
So, it was all just a show? She tricked us!
There is, however, still one loose end. The person who commissioned my investigation did become stranded on the beach as a result of some unusual power. That couldn't have been accomplished by just a few...
Oh, Paimon can't wrap her head around all this.
She can only use props to...
Whoa, that was...
If we rule out the potential of organized crime, then only one possibility remains. I know who the woman is. Let's go to the beach.
We'll come along too.
No. You should go back and tell the others not to be afraid. The truth has surfaced.
Okay. If you run into any danger...
There shouldn't be any danger now. Let's search along the cliffside. If I'm not mistaken, there should be a chunk of earth that's unlike the others.
I knew it. I knew that you would come find me here.
There she is. Paimon thought you were a yokai like the others, but they said they... So, who are you? And why did you try to...
I have already warned you never to speak to me. If you don't leave now, then...
She's terrifying! Hazel, it sure doesn't seem like she's using any...
Don't move. Just trust me. Your yokai power won't scare us. It will only hasten your demise.
Yokai power?
Huh? How did you know?
You're a yokai that emerged from an object and assumed a human form outside of your own body. When this type of yokai is close to its own body, it can use some yokai power, but that ability... And if the original body is destroyed, then the yokai that originated from it will... Should I refer to you as a Hagoita spirit, or Tsukumogami?
Don't bother. You may call me Hanyuda Chizuru.
Chizuru? What? If you're a yokai, you should understand why... Besides, we had a great...
Yes. That's why. That's why I don't want you to be...
Sad?
I'm sure the yokai have already told you of... But they don't actually know the entire... The samurai was about 25 years old when they met at the festival. They met again 10 years later, and remained friends. They spent time together drinking, traveling, and sparring. When they had first met, they merely respected each other, but 10 years later, they became best friends. After another decade, the samurai had reached the pinnacle of his swordsmanship and won their duel by a narrow margin. Kamai was so astonished by his defeat, he gave up drinking and began training to become stronger for their next duel. However, another 10 years later, Kamai did not meet the samurai. As it turned out, war had broken out in the south, and the samurai had gone to defend the border. Kamai was unconcerned, because 10 years was nothing in a yokai's lifetime. But when they met once again, Kamai discovered that the samurai was already 65 years old. He couldn't believe his eyes when he saw the samurai's gray hair and scars covering his body.
Hey, old friend. Can you still wield the sword?
I'm getting too old to fight. This time, I've come to say goodbye.
I see. Then, how about one last game of Akitsu Hazura?
All right.
The samurai gave his best effort during the game, but had to quit halfway through because he was too weak. After putting down his agoita, Kamai remained silent for a long time before letting out a long sigh.
What a shame.
Their friendship started as something they looked forward to. Lord Kamai's appearance hadn't changed, but his dear friend, people often say that those outside the situation can... We yokai are different from humans. We have... When the dream ends, even a wise and seasoned yokai like Kamai felt sadness when it was time to say goodbye. Imagine...
Oh.
So, you mean...
I was hiding on this beach, but those 3 yokai came and set up the Akitsu Yugen. I didn't want them to approach humans with unbridled optimism and enthusiasm just because they'd heard...
Is that why you pretended to be a Oh, so you must be the one who trapped that guy on the beach.
My power has become pretty weak now, and most of the time I just use some props I've collected to scare, but that jerk was greedy. He wanted to steal the decorations from Akitsu Yugen, and that's why I used my yokai power.
Ah, so that's what happened. You have a... By the way, how did you know the rest...
It's okay if you don't want to tell us. I've already figured it out. Your true form is this pair of Hagoita, isn't it?
Hagoita?
The pair of Hagoita used by Kamai and the human samurai to play Akitsu Hazura hundreds of years ago. You gradually developed sentience after being influenced by great yokai power. Even with the yokai power's blessing, the Hagoita have started to rot away after hundreds of years. You can't sustain... And if my theory is correct, this pair of Hagoita is also the item we need to...
Excellent work. You figured it all out. Congratulations, little ones. You've passed the 3rd round of the
Miko! And...
I apologize for causing you
Because fear is induced by uncertainty, the more chaotic the situation...
So you're the one
Hitomi, go tell the others that the test of courage has ended and that...
Now that I've solved the mystery, I'm going back to meet with my client. I'll see you 2 later.
Miko, did you choose the Hagoita for the...
Miko, Lady Yae...
I followed Kitsune Saigu around the Mikawa Flower Festival one year and saw her play Akitsu Hazura. That was when I saw you. You didn't have a human form at the time.
I remember now. You were on Kitsune Saigu's shoulder.
I went for a stroll on the beach some time ago and sensed though your power was weak, I was still able to find you. You were sitting in a tree. I overheard you telling yourself that you must be patient and avoid contact with humans.
Huh? When was that?
With your powers being so diminished, it was only natural that you didn't notice. You must have been blaming yourself all this time. You knew Kamai and the samurai.
At the time, I couldn't take on a human form like this. After they first met at the Mikao, but after they said their final goodbyes, I could often hear... Lady Yae, you are a well-known yokai, You must know many more things than I do. So I have a question for you. People meet, become friends, and then go... Is it really worthwhile for us yokai to interact with humans?
Why not? Tell me.
I felt happy.
But your rationality... It turns out that there is still...
What do you mean?
True, but the story doesn't end there. It is believed that Takuto developed this style of... 500 years ago, Kamai and Tominaga fought side by side until their final moments. And the sword Tominaga wielded was...
Oh. I never knew.
We yokai are not like humans. Humans have too short... However, the bond for... There's no reason to be upset by this.
Hey, compadres!
Ito, what are you doing here?
He told me everything. And I also heard that you won the last round. I even know who the ghost lady is now. Hey, you're that fox lady. Why are you here?
Please just disregard my presence. Now, tell us what you discussed.
Ah, right. All right, listen up. To celebrate the end of the Test of Courage event, we will be holding the Mikawa Flower Festival. I gave it some real thought and realized that it might be kind of That's right. Arataki, the one and only Ito, will be in charge of organizing...
Hooray for Ito!
Oh.
Can we really trust this guy with a...
Hey, what you trying to say? Besides, everyone's busy getting ready and the festival will be up and...
You're the best, Ito!
And what would a festival be without me? I'll be sure to go have a look, too. It has been some time since I've attended a festival.
Paimon's gotta admit, a festival, delicious food, count Paimon in!
All right, I'll
Looks like the festival has started! Let's go check it out!
Oh, no! I almost had it!
Oh, starting to get the hang of it.
The night is cold. Ito and Goro! What are you two talking about?
Oh, I was just saying that if I had more time, I'd have built...
Fishing. You know, when I lived...
Take it from an expert, using your hands to catch fish is no... Just the other day, I caught a fish so big...
That's an unusual...
Huh? A big...
Huh?
Oh, you bet I did. I wrote to the That's Life column and asked Miss Hina for advice.
Huh. What a coincidence. I do some part-time work there, and I...
You mean the letter was about dealing with a giant fish they caught? No. Could it be? Could it be that there's someone as good at fishing as I am? Oh, not on my watch. Hey, you all go enjoy the festival. I'm gonna get... Just you wait. I'll be inviting you all to my fish feast.
Aw, the string snap. Yoimiya, this is more difficult than it looks.
Don't worry. Let me show you a...
Yo-Yo Tsuri! Paimon's seen this game in some light novels before!
Do you want to give it a shot? Close one eye, aim carefully.
Oh, it looks kinda tricky. Paimon will let the traveler try.
But Yoimiya, if I close one eye, I won't be able to see anything.
This ramen is so good.
It feels like it's...
You mean you don't get to eat ramen very often, Ayaka? But it's so...
Oh, it's you. We'll need to... Food like ramen and hot pot tend to have a lot of oil and salt, so I don't get to eat them very often.
Oh.
Yeah, now Paimon...
Huh?
Oh, please.
Phew, I'm stuck.
By the way, were there any special stalls at yokai festivals in the past?
Yes, but... well, it's a long story.
Paimon can't believe you couldn't get a single water balloon. You've gotten rusty. Chizuru managed to finally get one and gave it to Hitotsume Kosuke.
He looked like he really...
But Paimon wanted one.
All right, then I'll catch one for you.
Yay!
Come on now, this is way more expensive than usual. Even...
Hey now, it costs money to run a stall.
Fair enough. How about 5...
All right, all right.
It's so hot. Feels like I'm being...
Don't get too close.
I know. It's just so rare to see such an...
There are many beautiful things in the world. There's no need to be...
I was surprised that you didn't even tell your sister.
It would have been uninteresting had I told her what was going to happen. Besides, with her friends by her side, she wouldn't ever be too scared. Having a little fright is good to release any tension she might have accumulated lately.
Everything went according to plan. People started to panic.
Yes, well done.
Hey, you two, stop laughing! It was scary!
Have you finished exploring the festival? Well then, are you having...
Yeah, it's great!
The original Mikawa Flower Festival was much more because it's always more fun to enjoy a
Yes.
Well then, I'm guessing you have something you...
What did you want to say?
Ah, you saw through...
It's not that I know every...
Traveler, do you have a All right, here will do. Actually, I was delighted. I was a yokai derived. I wanted to go to more festivals. But every evening, as night began to set in, then I would wonder. As a result, I was convinced that I couldn't. I'm sorry that I spoke so strangely when we first... I expected you to flee in terror. I knew you mistook me as one of the Perhaps it's because I've always wanted to be... Or perhaps it was because I knew I didn't have much time left, and I didn't want to be alone. Anyway, thank you for taking... When we played Akitsu Yugen, Paimon said... At the time, I wished for us to... However, you still came and found me. Let me think. Okay. I wish that every day of your journey ahead will be filled with joy, like a festival.
When Ayato approached me about holding Kamai and the samurai's parting, this was a very traumatic experience. The best option for her was to directly interact with humans.